Okay, so this is the actually, I guess, supplement to section 6.5 for, no, sorry, 6.6 for pre-algebra. Actually, all I'm going to do for this section is just go through a few of the problems in the book, um, and yeah, leave it at that. So here's number 4 from the homework that you would have had for tonight, or that you have for tonight. A model airplane is built with a wingspan of 23 inches. The actual wingspan is 92 feet. Find the scale. So scale is different from scale factor. Scale, you just straight up compare them. So 23 inches to 92 feet, and then just reduce it. So they're both divisible by 23. We have 1 inch is 4 feet. So what that means is that's the comparison. If you have 1 inch on this airplane, you're actually talking about 4 feet in real life. The scale factor is actually how much bigger this plane is than, or the real plane is than the smaller one. If you looked at this and just said, oh, it's 1 to 4, that would make the assumption that, oh, this plane is, the model is 1/4 the size of the real plane, or the real plane is 4 times as big. That's not actually true. Okay. In order for me to get the scale factor, which they didn't ask for, but I'm just going to walk through it because it was something in the homework, I have to convert both of these guys to the same unit. Right now, I just got inches to feet, and that's not the same. So I would have to convert both of them to one unit. The one you're going to convert it to is you're going to convert them both to inches. Now, the trick to this, instead of converting this to inches, which would be 92 times 12, it's a good size number. What you actually would do instead is, now that you've got it reduced, convert this to inches, because I got to convert both to the same thing, but convert 4 feet to inches. Well, 1 foot is 12 inches. So 4 feet multiplied by 4, 48 inches. So now they're in the same units, 1 inch to 48 inches, and if I reduce the unit, it's 1 to 48. So what that actually means for us is the model plane is 1/48 in size, or the real plane is 48 times as big. And this is kind of out of focus a little bit today. I don't know why. But yeah, it's 48 times as big, or 1/48 the size. All right. The next problem type is given a scale, which is what we've got here. Okay, given a scale, find some sort of length in real life. So number 6 says a floor plan is shown for the first floor of a new house. If 1 inch represents 24 feet, so that's our scale. 1 inch. No, it's not. It's relevant things. 1 inch is 24 feet. Okay. The question is, excuse me, what are the dimensions of what are the actual dimensions of each of the rooms listed? So for us, okay, I've got, let's just do the living room part A, because you're going to do the same thing for B and C. So the living room is 5/8 inches by 3/4 inches. So it's 5/8 inches by 3/4 inches. So what we got to do is figure out then what are those dimensions by that. Well, in this problem, what we can do is 1 inch over 5/8 inches equals 24 feet to x feet. We can set up a proportion, because that's our scale. 1 inch to 5/8, or 24 feet equals 5/8 to x feet. 5/8 inches to x feet. So cross multiply. 1 times x just gives us x. And then we'll have 5/8 times 24 over 1. And put it over 1 because that way we can multiply fractions. And in fact, the book is pretty generous. What happens is a lot of this times this cancels, and we get 3 to 1. So 5 times 3 is 15. Now, x equals 15. What are the units? Oh, it's feet. So 15 feet for one of the sides of the living room. In fact, it's the 5/8 inches side. 15 feet here. Now we'll do the same thing with the 3/4 inches side, and it's going to be the same setup. 1 inch to 3/4 inches is 24 feet to x feet. Again, cross multiply. 1 times x is simply x. So what I really have is 3/4 times 24 over 1. This cancels to 1. This cancels to 6. 3 times 6 is 18. So it's 18 feet. So it's 15 feet by 18 feet in real life. And then he would just do the same thing for the deck. 1 1/4 and by 3/8. And then for the kitchen, which is 3/8 by... They didn't tell us it's horizontal here, did they? But what they did tell us is this is 1 1/4 inch. This is a 1/2 inch. So this guy here will be 1 1/4 minus 1/2. That's 5/4 minus 1/2. Make this into fourths, it'd be 2/4. So 5/4 minus 2/4 is 3/4 inches. Sorry, excuse me. And then that's what we would use then. 3/8 inches this way by 3/4 inches this way. Okay. I do apologize. I don't know why it's so blurry today. All right. Next problem type. Okay. So next part, problem type number 8, where you have to find the dimensions of a skate park and then actually convert them to something of a scale drawing. So number 8, skate parks. A skate park is 24 yards wide by 48 yards long. Make a scale drawing of the skate park that has a scale of 1/4 inch equals 8 yards. So the question is really, if 1/4 inch is 8 yards, how many blocks do I go on the drawing? And what I've got here is I've got some graph paper, which I know it isn't standing out the greatest on this. It's just my computer doesn't give that great of a resolution or print off of it. But each of these blocks is 1/4 inch. So this, if I look at it, then that's 3. Dang it. If I look at 4 blocks in a row, 1, and trape them off there. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 1 inch wide. Okay, so each block is 1/4 inch. So the question really is, how many 1/4 inches should I go across for 24 yards and 48 yards? Well, set up a proportion then. 1/4 is equivalent to 8. Again, this is inches. This is yards. So the question is x equals 24 yards. So, again, some of you might be kind of savvy with the arithmetic and kind of find tricks around it. Otherwise, just cross multiply. Okay, 8 times x is 8x. 1/4 times 24 over 1. Well, the 4 and the 4 cancel to 6. So 8x equals 6. Divide by 8. 6 over 8 reduces to 3/4, and again, that's inches. So I want to go 3/4 of an inch across the paper, which means I want to go 3 blocks. So in my drawing then, I'll go 1 block, 2 blocks, 3 blocks. So it's 3 blocks over 1, 2, 3. When I get done, I'll kind of fill it in and let you see better. Now the other one is 48 inches long. Or sorry, 48 yards long. So same exact process. 1/4 inch to x inches is 8 yards to 48 yards. And some of you might know some tricks with arithmetic, that's fine, but this is the process. Just set up a proportion. So 8 times x, again 8x. Now I'm going to have 1/4 times 48, so 1 over 4 times 48 over 1. Divide both those by 4. I get 12 and 1, so 8x equals 12. Then divide both sides by 8. X equals, this time it produces by 4, and I get 3 over 2, which is 1.5 inches. So this time, for the other dimensions, I should go 1.5 inches, which if I go by quarters, that's 1 2/4 inches. Or if I make it an improper fraction, 6/4 of an inch. So I should go 6 boxes down on my drawing. So Put it back on the scale so you can see it. So I'll go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So right here. Again, hopefully that's showing up for you. Now I'll go over 3 boxes because these sides are corresponding. And then this is another 6 boxes. And if I draw in all the middle boxes, you can see now, okay, that's 3 wide. That then is 6 vertical. So this is 3/4 inches by 1.5 inches. And that's really 24 yards by 48 yards. Okay. Last problem I'm going to look at real quick, because this is getting long, is number 16. On number 16, again, you're supposed to create a scale. Not a scale factor, but just a scale. If you're doing a scale factor, it'd be a huge mess because inches and miles are way off in their conversions. But what we do is we put 8 inches over 200 miles and divide them by whatever we can. We can divide them both by by 8. That gives me 1 inch to 25 miles. There's our scale. So hopefully that's helpful. I just ran through like 4 problems that were in the homework.